that set it up. The jab had been a dormant part of Linares' attack in this round, and that's why Diaz has been able to swarm and go through him. He's not being held up. He just walks through and throws a right hand. Not discouraged at this point. Linares moving straight back more in this round and at the end of the last round, as opposed to earlier when he moved laterally and more purposefully.
And this is what Linares can do well. Jab with the left hand, move side to side, and then let the right hand go behind it. And Diaz get cut back in the fourth round. He was in the process of throwing his own right hand, dipped his left shoulder, get cracked with the right hand to get dropped. And I've got the fight 3 points separating the two, with Diaz winning rounds 1 and 6. And he had the 2-point round back in the fourth round. And I gave the other 3 rounds to Linares, and that's the difference in my score sheet to this point. The judges, Raul Nieves of Puerto Rico, Robert Tapper of Canada, and Gail Van Horn, old pal from Texas, Dickinson, Texas, and the USA. That ends round number 7. Our next fight will feature Rudy Lopez and Naoki Matsuda. This is Lopez.
Lopez getting ready for this rematch. He was doing well the first time, then dropped in the 5th round. Fortunately for him, he gets the rematch. A lot of times guys don't get a chance to get back at the guy that beat them. So it's all on the line for him. As he gets ready.
Dave, action from round 7 coming up here.
Diaz worked his way back in to this good cracking right hand through there. He is beating the jab. The right hand of Diaz is beating the jab hand of Linares in the last couple rounds, and that's helped him out. When Linares did get his double jab going, he scored with the right hand behind him.
Did you give Diaz the 7th round?
Yes.
As did I. So I've got it 67-65 with Diaz winning 6 and 7. So Linares had better get on his pony and stop this thing from sliding away, and Diaz just has to keep the pressure up, try to land more right hands. As Nacho Weiser and Antonio Losada told him in between rounds, just hit him in the head, that's all.
All the books and theories on the sweet science, boil it down to just hit him in the head. And if he walks straight to Linares, Diaz will be able to hit him in the head and everywhere else.
Linares has shown terrific hand speed throughout. And there's an example there as he skips forward after 2 jabs in the right hand, but didn't really catch it. There's the hand speed now. Here's Linares, cracked him with a pretty good right hand. That right hand was heavier than it looked, and it buckled the knees of Gamaliel. Lawrence Cole says, hey, watch hitting behind the head.
That was a nice outburst by Linares as he tries to turn the tide and remind Diaz that there is a price for coming forward.
Yeah, nothing fancy right now. Both guys are just coming forward. Diaz, when he feels that pressure, should get out of there and reset himself instead of letting Linares just load up shots like this, because Linares with his combinations is dangerous. You heard in between rounds, a few rounds back, there's a couple of low shots there, and Linares backs off. But you know something? These kids that train in those gyms in Tijuana, as Diaz does, in spite of the fact he's from Mexico City, they come up to Tijuana to train, and you've all heard about those gym wars in Philadelphia. Well, the gym wars in Tijuana are quite the same.
And a backward step is not considered good form in those gyms, and Diaz is coming straight ahead here and waging his type of fight.
And the crowd's getting into this, even though Linares is having a pretty good few seconds right here. There's no quitting Diaz. He looks like a guy. Oh, he gets nailed! Just as I say that, he walks into another right hand. I don't know if he can recover from this, Dave.
I don't think he will.
Counts up to, it's all over. He's out. It's all over. It'll be scored as an 8th round KO victory for Jorge Linares. So Diaz was trying to crawl back into the fight in the 6th and 7th round. All of a sudden, he walks into his shot and he gets knocked out by Jorge Linares. It just shows you how good Linares is, David.
2 big right hands in this fight tell a big story for him. One is the uppercut for the knockdown, and then the perfect right hand for the knockout. And when you take another look at it, you will see how he turns into the punch and how he sets it up by letting Diaz extend himself, and then he pours into it. Watch how Diaz is extended, His defense is not quite there. Watch the quick turn, the quick sudden shift in weight, and it takes great reaction to do that.
There were 2 right hands. That was the second one. Man, he just got all of the jaw that time.
It's the quick thinking on his feet that enabled Linares to turn into that shot, change his own weight in the middle, and then get everything on it. You hear about quickness in boxing, power, and how they are related. And there you saw quickness translated into power.
Well, he just had it all going for him. He landed the heavier blows throughout the course of the fight. He had Diaz down in the 4th round, but Diaz scrapped and got himself back into it. Watch this. There'll be a right hand in here someplace, right there, and then watch this.
The turn.
Boom, right there, the turn.
Turn and the burn, back to back. And that's what the top fighters can do. Sense an opportunity and find the room. He found the room, didn't smother himself, and got everything into it. And he knows, the shake of the fist, that he got everything into it, and it was a perfect shot.
Now his record moves to a perfect 25-0, and that's his 16th knockout. Lawrence Cole didn't bother to count him out. He thought that Diaz may be hurt, and we hope that he's okay. We'll see him get back up momentarily. But this kid is something to behold, Jorge Linares. He's a good one.
Against an opponent who was quite live at this point, coming at him, the turn, the angle, and he drops the big bomb on him. And you have to credit him not just for the punch, but for thinking on his feet to find out where to position himself to throw that shot and maximize it. Diaz is up. It's a great sign.
That's good news. I'm sure it's disappointing for he and Nacho and Tony Lozada, but Diaz made a good account of himself in this fight. But boy, Linares' class just really, the cream, what do they say, rises to the top? And
yes,
certainly did in this one.
What an opportunist in this fight. 2 big right hands completely changed the fight. He'd been boxing well, but he had the big right hand ready when the chance was there. Twice in a row it was.
Gamaliel's still a little dazed, and there's the WBC belt, goes back with the guy that brought it in. Jorge Linares. We still have to make this official, so Jimmy Lennon Jr. will make the official announcement. Here comes Jimmy.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo, 2 minutos, 12 segundos, en round número 8. The round is round number 8. He is the winner by way of knockout. El ganador por knockout, el niño de oro, Jorge Linares.
El niño de oro, the golden boy, Jorge Linares. 8th round knockout victory over Gamaliel Diaz. Boy, it was a nice fight throughout. You've just joined us for one reason or another. In our opening fight of this telecast, we saw Wilfredo Vasquez with a majority draw over Jose Cardenas, and this one was a terrific battle all the way.
Jorge Linares did it all. He boxed, he moved,